Loves, I am back. My apologies about that. All right. We're going to start this thing right on from jump here. Okay. If you are by chance viewing the live, hello, peace and blessings, love and light to you. We appreciate you for joining us here once again on Guiding Spirits. All right. Or you may be viewing this from Guiding Spirits Network. But either way, we're more than glad to have you. Appreciate your presence and your positive energy. All right. With that being said, we're going to talk a little bit today about conditioned oils, their various uses. All right. Some different ways we can work with our conditioned oils. And also we're going to talk, touch bases a little bit on tea light magic. Okay. Or, just working with tea lights. All right. So get into it. First and foremost, what is a conditioned oil? Conditioned oil is something, number one, through personal experience, it's easy for you to go to a botanical or your local spiritual supply or even, looking online and buy you an oil from somewhere. Okay. They have different ones. You got your Van, you got your road openers, you got your fast luck oils, things of that nature. But tell me, little did you know, chances are, when you're buying those oils from those botanicas, how do you know the quality of what it is that you're getting? Okay. Most of the time you see those, the fancy bottles with the real pretty writing on it and the picture, you know what I'm saying? Or just the colorful oil. And you stop and you think about it and you're like, oh, hey, I think I need that to set my intention. So you get that nice little oil from your botanica and bring it home, dress your candles with it. Everybody know, when it comes to your conditioned oils, they're typically used to dress candles. That's a given, okay? But the thing of it is, you get ready, you got your nice candle, whether it be a 7-day candle or a freestanding candle, taper candle, chime candle, or a tea light, whatever the case may be. All right? You done cleansed everything real good, and you about to set your intention. You about to work your mojo. All right? Finish your working. Time progresses, no movement, nothing. And you wonder why. Okay? That fragrance oil that you bought from the botanica, it's exactly what you paid for. A fragrance oil. All right? When you talk about true magical oils or conditioned oils, look for something, okay, look for something with your herbs and your roots and your resins in it, okay? That's a preference. This is spiritual oil by my good sister and our other admin here, Miss Misha Renee. Okay, using your oil for example, ma'am. Y'all check her out over at Trendy Vibes LLC. All right. But yeah, when it comes to your conditioned oils, you want to look for something that has some herbs in it, some roots, some resins. All right. You don't want nothing that ain't literally. And even if it's and now don't get me wrong, because some conditioned oils, even the one I make my own, but even the ones I make, typically if you strain them, you don't see much herbs and roots in it, but you see them down there at the bottom, right? Okay. But you can tell there's some consistency in it. And this oil is this color simply because of the herbs that are in it. All right. All the herbs and resins and roots and things of that nature have, what is the term that I'm looking for? I've let it sit for about 3 to 4 weeks, give or take, okay, to give the oil time to pull all the plant matter out of the actual herbs and roots and resins and everything that I put in here and extract it into the oil itself. All right. So you find yourself buying a conditioned oil and it looked like somebody done went outside and plucked grass out the yard and filled the bottle up with baby oil, steer clear of it. All right. 9 times out of 10, it's nothing but something that's mass produced, and it's only going to have a fragrance and it's only going to have a color. All right. So let's be mindful of that. Let's pay attention to that when we go out here and get our conjure oils. OK, here's another one. This is my personal altar oil. OK, handcrafted by me, yours truly. All right. Shake that bad boy up. What you see in there? Look at that. All right. See that? There are corresponding herbs, roots, oils, essential oils, resins, things of that nature to correspond with my intentions. Okay. Also, let's talk about, let's take it a step further and dive into a couple of different ways that you can use your conditioning oils. Okay. Again, one of them is given. All right. We already know you can use it and dress a candle or add it to a candle. Okay. That's given. All right. What about other objects? Okay. What about objects? Okay. What about objects? Say, for instance, all right, we already know about your petitions. You can anoint you can even, well, yeah, of course. Most of us already know about that. You can anoint your petition with oils, okay? Say, for instance, you got a bill coming up, okay? And you trying to figure out, or you trying to manifest enough money to be able to make sure that this bill is paid before that cutoff date, right? What I would do, I get my bill. I'm setting my intentions as I'm looking over this bill. All right, I'm gonna get my oil, put a couple drops in my hand, clap or rub my hands together, get that energy flowing. All right, call those prosperous spirits in. All right, whatever energy and intention we're working with in terms of the oil. Okay, you want to call that in there. You want to call that element in there. Okay, get that oil warmed up. And the whole time I'm doing this, I'm visualizing my intent, okay? And my intent is what? To be able to pay this bill, or to be able to have enough money to cover this bill before the cutoff date. Remember that. Let's keep that in mind, all right? So I got my bill right here in front of me. I ain't got no money to pay it, but I got my visualization. I got my intention set. I got my oil on my hands. So what I'm going to do, the same way you would do a petition, I want to anoint this bill with that money oil, okay? Or that blessing oil, whatever the case may be, whatever the intention may be, okay? I want to dress it in that. Typically, when you're anointing your objects and things of that nature, bills, say, for example, it needs to be done in a 5-spot pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 spot directly in the middle, okay? Now, me being me, again, I would anoint that bill. Leave that bill on my altar, okay? Or leave it on my ancestors' altar and spend a little time there setting the intention, or, speaking my intent out into the universe, okay? About that oil. About that bill, about that bill, all right? Now I got my bill anointed, okay? I got my bill anointed. I'm going to take it a step further. That same oil that I use, right? Take it a step further. Put a few more drops in my hand. Boom. Let me go ahead and anoint my pulse points with that oil. Okay? Let me go ahead and anoint my pulse points with that oil. Ooh, I got a bracelet on. Okay? Let me go ahead and take some of that oil with that same intention, that same visualization in mind, and go ahead and anoint my jewelry, okay? You see how we're taking that same oil with that same intention, and we're using it in multiple ways? Y'all feel me? You feel what I'm saying? All right. Now, let's say I wanted to take it a step further, all right? After I'm done doing this particular work right here, okay, after I've spent that time sitting at my ancestor altar or my working altar, whichever is your preference, okay, or your sacred space, again, whichever is your preference. After I've spent time sitting there doing that work, all right, once I'm done with my work, guess what? The work ain't done. I still want to say things or do things to back up that intention. So what would be another good thing that I could do with that same very oil and that same very intent? All right. I tell you one easy one for you. Draw you a bath, spiritual bath. Run you some bath water. Run you a nice warm bath. Add some of your favorite herbs, essential oils, and things of that nature. And add a couple of drops of that same intention oil that you use to anoint your bill or whatever object you're anointing. Okay? Boom. You see how literally we've done very simple things to literally back up that intent. You feel what I'm saying? Say, for instance, if you work from home, all right? If you're working from home and it's your intent, okay, you got a home-based business and it's your intent to grow that clientele, all right? Wherever you got your workspace set up, okay, you can use that very same oil. Get a little bit on your hands. Anoint your desk, okay? Anoint your computer or anoint your phone, okay? Things of that nature. Really concentrate, really focus, setting that intent and drawing that energy in there, that desired outcome, okay? Very simple, very simple. It doesn't have to be anything extremely over the top or far-fetched, okay? I'll give you another good one for my people who like to do gambling, okay? Y'all like to gamble, or even for my folks who just work in, leave the house and work a 9 to 5. You may be a waitress or a waiter or a host or a hostess, whatever the case may be. If that's like your field of work, open up that wallet or that pocketbook, okay, or that purse before you leave the house every day. Get that money oil or whatever oil you got, that Crown of Success oil or that Fast Luck oil, whatever oil you got, or that Van oil. All right. I would take a couple of drops like so. Take a couple of drops like so. Boom. Let me go on and plop that in there. Let me go on and put a couple of drops in my wallet. Again, as I'm visualizing and setting my intent. Okay? And if I don't want to, I'm not about to, this is an expensive wallet. I'm not about to damage my wallet. What other way could I use that oil? I tell you what, how about I just go ahead and take some of that oil and rub it in my hand and draw a sigil or a money symbol on that oil, okay? Or if you got actual money, even if you don't got actual money, you can literally, your cards. For my people who don't carry cash, okay? For my people who don't carry cash, get your oil, put it on your hands, all right? Get it warmed up. Set your intent. Rub your hands over that card, okay? You can rub your hands over that card. Before you get ready to swipe that card, here's a quick little money manifestation charm, if you will, okay? And it's only to be said, all right? It's simple, easy as goes, all right? For every dollar that I spend, it will be returned and multiplied to me times 10. For every dollar that I spend, it will always come back to me returned and multiplied times 10. See? Something very simple. Very simple. All right? Moving right along. I have a protection oil here. I've been going to work and my boss or my coworkers, I got these pesky coworkers that seem to be giving me a hard time. They seem to, always in my face, always in my space, always on my back, riding me about something. Okay? Know what I can do? I ain't got no candles, but I got what? Protection oil. Before I leave my home every day, and before I get to my office, before I get to that job, where I see them same folks, all right, that's giving me a hard time every day, I'm going to take that oil, anoint my pulse points, okay? Also, I'm going to anoint the bottom of my feet. I'm going to anoint the bottom of my feet. Also, I may take a little bit and dab it on my desk or somewhere around my workspace, all right? While, again, I'm visualizing and setting that intent to keep this person or group of people away from me, out my face, out my space. You feel me? Not trying to harm anybody, but simply to protect. Protect myself from that energy. Okay? All right. For my folks who like working with incense, here's another little hack for you that you can do with your oils. All right. The name of this incense is Money on My Mind. Comes with green packaging, right? The incense stick itself is green. All right. So you know what that instantly tells me? What type of condition oil would I be using? Money conditioning oil. A money condition oil, or a prosperity condition oil, or, you know, a fast luck condition oil, whatever the case may be. What you got is what you got. Okay? So, like so, this is my money oil, and if you'll notice, it is in a green bottle. It is in a green bottle. All right? This is a recycled bottle, a recycled Jägermeister bottle at that. But it's green. Green is associated with money. Okay? So, I'd open up my money oil, again, while I'm visualizing and stating my intent. Get that oil. Get it rubbed in and worked into my hands. All right? And then I take that incense stick and rub that incense stick down with it. Take my hands and rub it across this incense stick. Get as much of that oil off your hand as you can and get it worked into that incense stick before you light it up. All right? It's another way. There's another way of using, that's another way of utilizing your condition oils or spell oils or magical oils, whatever the case may be. All right? As a matter of fact, go ahead and light me a little incense while we're sitting here, chatting it up, you know. All right. Now, also by chance, you know, whoever is viewing this, whenever, you know, whatever time and day you may just so happen to take a look at this video, or even if it's later on down the line, you may come back to this video, okay? If you will, chime in, man. Let me know, like, what are some ways that you like to use your condition oils? What are some other methods that you like to work your condition oils? Okay, I've even seen people put them in diffusers. All right, for those of you who like working with diffusers. Okay. What else? What do you call them? The little oil warmers? Yeah. Let's talk about it. You can incorporate your conditioned oils using your oil warmer. Okay. You may not want to burn a candle. You may not want to light an incense in your house. Okay. But you got an oil warmer. Go ahead. Drop that conditioned oil over in there on the top of that oil warmer or your diffuser. Speak your intentions into it. Tell the oil what to do. Give it some clear, concrete instructions, a set of directions to follow through and through. Okay? You want to always look at your magical tools like your helpers. All right? But they can't help you if you don't tell them what to do. If you don't tell them what to do, they're only going to do the bare minimum or the basics of what they were designed to do. You feel what I'm saying? Now, let's get into it. We almost done. Let's get into it. Let's talk real quick about tea lights. Let's talk real quick about tea lights and tea light magic. All right. Now, one of the things that I love the absolute most about tea lights and working with tea lights is the discretion. I love the discretion of working with a good old tea light. All right, I'm going to show you a couple of little quick ways right here that you can work your magic using your tea light candles. Okay, this is the tea light, right? But tell me, did you know? Boom. Take that out of there, and what do you have? An empty container, space to create and craft all the magic your heart very so well desires. Okay. That being said, we got our little example here. Got my petition. Of course, there are no words. Again, it's just an example. All right. So I want to draw something in. Okay. I want to draw something in. Fold that petition 3 times clockwise. And if you don't have any, say for instance, you don't even have any petition paper, that's fine. You got a writing utensil, right? Pen or pencil, whatever the case may be. Write it directly into the tin, or draw a symbol associated with your intent directly into the bottom of that tin or that tea light candle. Or a symbol associated, a symbol or a sigil associated with your intent. All right, directly into the bottom of that tin. All right. But like I said, if you got your petition, boom, plop that in the bottom of that tin. Set your candle back in there. Maybe take it a step further, all right, and add a couple of drops of your condition oil to your tea light, like so. Okay, got my oil on there. Again, I'm drawing in, so I'm going to rub this candle down, rub the top of this tea light down in a what? Clockwise motion. Okay? Now, as say I was trying to manifest on removing something or someone, I would rub that candle in a counterclockwise motion. Okay? Rub that tea light in a counterclockwise motion. But do you see that? Do you see what I just did here? I'm doing spiritual work in plain sight, and you're not even able to tell. No one can walk into your home and look at that candle and tell that there's a petition underneath it. Only you know it's there. You feel what I'm saying? Come on now. Y'all follow me now. Make sure you're following me. Make sure you're following me. All right. That's one way we can use that tea light. Okay. Remember what I was talking about earlier, in terms of working with petitions or your statement of intent or your prayer paper, if you will. You basically just writing down what it is that you desire, writing down what it is that you want. Okay. Another good way you put that petition into the tin, okay, I could simply place it directly underneath the tin, like so. And again, you wouldn't notice the difference. Wouldn't notice the difference. All right, my loves. So, yeah, you guys, that's just a couple of quick little things here you can do. I want you all to get out of the habit of thinking that you have to have these full out elaborate fancy rituals and workings with all these extravagant and beautiful candles and tools and things of that nature. These things are excellent to work with, don't get me wrong. If you know how to work with them properly, they are excellent to work with. All right, but I want us to focus more on getting back in the habit of doing the work the way that our ancestors did. They worked with what was available to them. They worked with what they had access to. Okay? Because there are going to be plenty of times when you ain't going to be able to afford that fancy, nice, red, heart-shaped candle for your love working or for your love manifestation. Okay? Sometimes there will be times that's literally all you have access to is a tea light. Okay? Now, get this. Believe it or not, during slavery times, for most of the true hoodoo boos, most of our medicine women and workers, before they came out with all these candles and all these fancy extravagant things, they worked with lamps. They worked with lamps. Okay? Even me, to this day, I still have my times, depending on what I'm doing. Instead of burning a 7-day candle or a 14-day candle, whatever the case may be, it's easier for me to just work with my lamp. Because guess what? I got all this down here to create and do what I need to do. I can simply write out a petition and place it underneath it and sit it down like so and let that light burn. Or I can place my petition and corresponding herbs, oils, roots, and resins directly inside of this. Okay? That's another little bonus for you there. Another little bonus for y'all. All right, my loves. So, with that being said, I'd be happy to hear from you all, beautiful people, and you reach out to me and or any of us and let us know like what are some ways that you like to incorporate your oils and your tea lights into your everyday use. And if you have not started doing these things, I definitely recommend you give it a try and let me know how it works out for you. All right, my loves. Until we meet again, I am the Soulful Alchemist. And again, thank you all for being a part of our soul family here at Guiding Spirits. All right. Continue peace and blessings and love and light to each and every one of you. Until we meet again, beautiful souls. Again, you can check us out on YouTube at Guiding Spirits Network. You can also check us out over right here directly on Facebook at Guiding Spirits or Guiding Spirits Network. We have a Facebook business page as well. Okay. And also you can visit me personally on the web. My calendar is still open, of course, for spell work consultations, spiritual work consultations, and private readings. You can visit me on the web at thesoulfulalchemistllc.com. All right. Continued peace and blessings and love and light to each and every one of you. Until we meet again, my loves, be blessed and continue to be a blessing to someone.